Good morning, everybody. This is Ernest. We're going to be getting our Thank God Friday on really quickly here. We start in 1 minute on our TGIF Friday. We're going to be throwing down, having some fun on the radio, and I hope everybody joins us. If you're joining on Facebook Live, just go up in there and give us a hello, and then we'll just be getting started here. Get the camera turned around here. Get raised up a bit, I guess. There we go. We're going to be getting started here in just 1 minute, folks. On there with VA3EWV. Okay, it's 8 o'clock. Let's get that music turned down. This is VA3EWV. Ernest, St. Andrews, West Ontario. Good morning, everybody. It is 8 o'clock. We're looking for emergency traffic. Please come now. Nothing heard. Is this repeater in use by anybody? Please come now. I know one morning somebody's going to say, yep, it's in use. And no problem, because we have a backup repeater. So if this ever becomes in use, we'll go to VA3SVC. Just letting everybody know. Good morning, everybody. It is November 10th. It's a Good Friday morning on our TGIF Friday. It is 4.8 degrees here in St. Andrews West. Humidity 79. I don't have a high or low showing, so don't know. But it looks like a little, it's kind of like scattered skies. I have a little bit of rain on the driveway there, so I guess it did a little bit of rain last night. But I hope that we have a good weekend. Also, just to let everybody know, there will be an announcement coming up because we're going to still have a breakfast this weekend too, but that'll be later on. This is VA3EWV on the air on this TGIF Friday, and we're looking for our check-ins. Please come now. VA3 Oh, we have VA3 KCV out there. Any more check-ins, and then we'll get started. I think it's the same as last Friday, VA3 KCV. It looks like it's going to be just you and I. Anyway, how you doing this morning out there by the riverside? Uh-oh.
The river is nice and calm. It is breezy. But we have a high here of 6 degrees.
Oh, come on now.
So I guess the high air is already hit Cornwall from up north. Besides that, not really too much to add. Hopefully we get lots of check-ins, or it's going to be a record sort morning.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that, If it's just a twofer, if it's a duet this morning, we'll get our little things going, and I'll tell an Ernest story, and then we'll just get on with it. I woke up a little early this morning. I was going to try to get a hold of VA3AQE out there and test the international calling frequency. I don't know what's going on with my messenger, but for months now, if I don't have that app open, I don't get any messages, right? So I have to have the app open to get messages. So this morning I was up. I didn't have the trash day like it was yesterday, and I was trying to reach him out there and couldn't get a hold to him. So maybe he'll pop on in there, but we're just trying to test it out. Yeah, it could be a very short day, and that's okay, right? Yes, there's nothing wrong with that. You can't talk forever, right? Anyway, we're looking for check-ins. If it's just me and Rick, we'll have this one shut off about 8:05. I do see that Rob's on the Facebook there. He's saying good morning, so Rob is checking in on Facebook. Anybody else want to check in or say good morning or just say hi? Please come now. VA3ARF, come on in there, Rob. How you doing this morning?
Good morning, Ernest and Rick. Nice to see you guys this morning. just getting ready to get into the truck and head off, so I'll meet you up when I'm in the mobile VA3EWV.
Appreciate it, Rob, and appreciate you being out there too. I was helping Miss Sassy there. My wife has her own business called Sassy Designs, and we had this guy that we used to get to do artwork for us in Ottawa. And it was very expensive though, and it's very long. It took a long time. I remember we were trying to get our logo for Mr. Tupperlover. It took a long time, about 3 or 4 months to get that all back and forth, and it cost us a couple $100 for that. She had me playing around with this AI thing, and I was scared of it. You know, I'm like, I don't want to do it. But I would start playing around with it, but you only get so many credits, and I was just sitting there messing around, and then the next thing you know, I'm out of credits. So I was just playing around with that stuff. I hope it doesn't bother anybody. If you want to use some of it, yeah, go ahead. It's copyright free. Nobody owns it. It was made by a machine. Maybe the machines own it. Who knows? But I'm just saying that so y'all could use it if you want to, or put it up on your desktop or whatever. We're trying to make stuff like that to make some cups and hats and shirts and things like that, eh? Anyway, I hope y'all can do it too. You just go to Bing.com. Let me pause. You just go to Bing.com, type in AI Creator, and then you have to type exactly what you want it to say. And that's what made me lose all my points, because I did not know how to word stuff at first. And you have to be very specific. You know, male, or red shirt, blue jeans, green shoes. This is on the shirt, you know. And I had some fun with it, so I hope you all enjoyed that. Anyway, we had 2 check-ins so far. Looking for number 3. Could that be you? VA3EWV listening. All right, we got a trio out here this morning. So, VA3KCB, how did you like the little artwork yesterday? Over.
I really liked it. Now.
This broadcast might be even shorter. VA3KCB, I only caught pieces of that. We might not even have a trio this morning. Your radio seems to be going in and out. I don't know if you're on your handy talkie this morning or your mobile, but I'm catching every other word there, eh?
I'm on my walkie-talkie using the roof antenna.
Okay, it's coming in clear now. Yeah, everything was heard that time. But just repeat your last transmission, because we didn't get it on this end.
I didn't know how you did it, but now I understand a little more after you explained it. But the program is a lot younger.
Yeah, and what happens is, since I have a Microsoft account, it gives you so many credits, right? And you can make it create one thing at a time or 4 at a time. So I was telling it, you know, first I said guy with this, and this, and then it was nothing like I had was looking for. And then I said you had to be specific, right? So I said older male, and it'll just give me whatever. Then I had to go older white male, and I kept saying no. Like for Rob, he doesn't have a beard, and I kept writing no beard, no facial hair. But every time you're doing that and you're pressing enter to create it, it's taking points away from your little bank account, right? And it still comes back with a beard on it every time, you know? And, you know, I could do pictures of myself, as you guys saw. I was doing the ham radio guy. That's all fun and stuff like that, you know? But we were looking for logos, right? Logos. So, yeah, you can do real stuff, and I like that, you know? But this was just for fun, for logo work, eh? So I was, I know what Rob looks like. I know what you look like, because I've seen you both in the flesh, you know? Some people I don't know what they look like, because I haven't met them personally. But yeah, it's a little fun program. I'm still scared of that stuff. But I helped her out there. We're going to try to do some cups and mugs with that stuff on it over.
Copy that. Sounds like a fun project, especially when you're working with the better half, and keeps you out of trouble that way.
Roger on that. Come on in, Rob. How you doing this morning? Yeah, 10-4. Not 10-4. Oh my God, QSL. Yeah. The fun thing about trying to do, it kept trying to put all this facial hair on you, right? And I kept telling the thing, no hair. And the only time I can get it to have no facial hair is if I said young, right? So then I was like, then I felt like I was back in on the sheriff's department, when we were like calling out stuff on the radio. Young white male, 6'3", yada, 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 yada. And I had to put sitting at a table with an amateur radio, coffee in right hand, microphone in left hand. And then with some of these drawings, there was a microphone with a cord going to nowhere, right? But, this is artificial intelligence. It was still fun, but it's not costing us $200 to come up with a design for my wife's business, eh?
Well, I'm in the same camp as Rick. I enjoyed them all. So I appreciated them. And I got it off in some of them, but I really liked them. Like, I liked the quality and the the way they look and feel, and so I thought they were really, really cool.
Yeah, until I figured out that they were with points, and now you have to wait a week to get more points and stuff, right? So they want you to use all the Microsoft stuff, and as you use Microsoft things, you get points. But, my wife and I, even in our business at Tupperware, we were having artwork done so we could do our business, but we would give it to all of our people down the line so they wouldn't have to pay for it. And a lot of people were like, oh, you guys sure do share a lot of stuff, So, and then we do. And that's why I was telling everybody how they can go and get it themselves. So, like, again, you just go to bing.com if you want to do it, and you look for AI Creator, and, you can have fun with it and try to create stuff, Because you guys know how you look better than I do. The first thing Renee said to me is, oh, wow, you lost a lot of weight. And I'm like, no, it's just a, what do you ever call those things? I forget what they call, not emoji, but avatar, like, type thing, eh? I don't know if that's the right word.
I wasn't going to say anything about that, but yes, I appreciated the fact that I too lost a little weight. And I thought, well, that's the way I want to look.
Oh, hey, my kids are telling me all the time, because I just take pictures as I am, and, even when I did the ham radio guy there, my daughter was like, you think you can put some lotion on your legs? You're ashy as heck, And Dad, why are you sucking your stomach and your pants were all bunched up in the middle? And they were just going on and on and on. And I was just laughing because, that's me, So then I found a Facebook F. And then I sent them all a picture with me on it, and I think I made it my profile picture. But I told all my kids that I was Facebook famous, and of course I got calls from all of them just laughing at me. Oh, Dad, you're not famous. You just think you're famous. You're famous in your head. Anyway, I'm glad you guys enjoyed it there. We've had 2 check-ins. We're a little trio this morning. We could be getting out of here quick. Is there anybody else that wants to come in and say a quick hello? VA3EWV listening. Okay, nothing heard there. I'm going to put it back out there in the radio land. If you guys have any comments, please come on.
I'm just going to say that you're right. Kids are brutally honest. I've discovered that when I'm getting all flicked up to go out, I'm not as flicked up, ready to go out as I think I am when the kids see me.
Well, the wife wanted me to go and put VA3ARF, this VA3EWV. Anyway, my wife wanted me to go and put a letter in the mail at the post the other day. And, I've been in the house and she's like, hey, are you planning on going out of the house today? And I'm like, no. Oh, I just want you to drop off a letter. That means go drop off this letter. So I was all in my slippers, and shorts and a t-shirt and all that stuff. So I went and grabbed the sweater, put it on, put on my little baseball cap, put on some running shoes. I started to open the door. She goes, where are you going? I'm like, I'm going to the post office. She says, wearing that? And I'm like, yeah. She goes, boy, people know that you're my husband. Don't be out there embarrassing me. Out there in mismatched clothes, 2 different socks on, in a sweater, and going to the doggone post office. But I'm like, hey, look, it is what it is. If you want this mailed off, that's what's going to happen. Over. Hey, Devin, how's it going today?
Well, it's the time when you find out that you're not as color coordinated in fashion as you thought you were, is when you step out the door and the wife and kids get a good look at you.
Ain't that the truth? We have VA3EWV checking in. Devin is saying hello. He's on Facebook there checking in. I was trying to get him on the camera. We were practicing that last week. But we got our third check-in now, VE1DXW. I can't wait till we get our Echolink in because there's a lot more people that have joined. We're up to 47 members. We have some visitors, but altogether 61 people. There's a handful of us from this area, but everybody else is from abroad. And they're all waiting to get in there and chat with us. But until we find a solution and until we get our parts replaced, at least they are checking in on Facebook. Okay, VA3KCB, VE3ARF, VE1DXW. Anybody else want to check in? Please come on in. Okay, Devin, you're doing good so far? Awesome, bro. Glad that you're up in there. Okay, if anybody's going to be around, Rick, this is for you too. Dean VA3BS was saying about going to have breakfast at Sunnyside up there on, I think it's Pitt Street. I think I put the address in on the page there, but it's at 8:30. It is Remembrance Day tomorrow on the 11th, so we'll all be doing our remembrance things. We'll all be back home by that time. I think it's at 11 o'clock or something like that, if I remember from being in Ottawa all the time. And we'll do our remembrance and stuff like that. But we all have to eat, and a lot of us don't like to cook. So we'll see most of everybody over at 8:30 there at Sunnyside Up tomorrow morning. Okay, I'm just going to be giving them the mic up here. If anybody has any comments or anything, please come on in. Otherwise, we'll sit here and monitor the frequency. And until about 8:30, then we'll close it down. VA3EWV listening. Oh. Go ahead, Rob. But before you go, though, Devin is saying that he's getting discharged from the hospital tomorrow. He's been at the hospital. He had to get a prosthetic leg there. He's been on that for, I think, a month or so, trying to get back up on his feet. Ha-ha. So he's going to be putting one leg in front of the other one and headed home tomorrow. Anyway, go ahead, Rob.
Stuff like that. And he's totally immerse himself in the music of the time to remember his fallen brothers. And but then he'd go to the cenotaph for 11 o'clock. But the one thing I do recall is he wouldn't skip his breakfast on Remembrance Day.
Roger on that. Yeah, you gotta eat first, because I remember those things were long. I used to be involved in the parades and stuff like that, and once you're out there, I don't know if any of you in your younger days were in any type of things in parades, but once you get on the parade line, man, you're there for hours. So you have to make sure you do your duties before you get on that parade line, because it could be all downhill.
a big thing in our household to remember and say that we watched all of the shows the night before on CBC. They'd always have documentaries, and the day of. And but he was really into his music, and he'd play his wartime music there in the house.
Oh.
Big day at our place for that. But like I said before, he always ate his breakfast. I don't understand this breakfast thing. Anyway, I'll pass it back to you.
Appreciate that, Rob, and yeah, and that, to each his own, as they say. Anybody else out there want to add to that? Add to it in the comment. Please go ahead. In case you missed it, Devin is saying VA3EWV. He's saying that he's getting discharged from the hospital tomorrow. He was in the hospital for a few months there with the loss of his leg, and he's got a prosthetic on now and has been practicing using it. So they're going to be giving him the boot and sending him home tomorrow. So I told him just make sure he puts one leg in front of the other, ha ha ha, and keep it moving on down the line. He's got a Yaesu radio waiting for him at home that he hadn't even used yet. So he's been excited to, to get back on that. So we wish him the best and stuff in his recovery. Devin, you have a good day out there. V1DXW, I got you down for your check-in. All right, anybody else want to check in today, please come now.
VA3BS.
Next recognizes VA3BSD. Come on in there.
Good morning, everybody. I just turned on here, so I didn't catch the first 20 minutes. But we're alive. We're here.
Yeah, dude, I was telling everybody about the Sunny Side Up. And I told Rick yesterday as well. So he said he's going to be coming. So it looks like we're going to have quite a few people there at Sunny Side Up there. I've never been to the restaurant, but I can't wait to go out there and give it a try as well. And thank you guys for thinking about our hungry stomachs there. Anything else going on with you? Did you guys get that antenna up, or have you abandoned it for now? I'm not sure where we left off. You guys were waiting for a bolt or something, and this and that. How did that go?
Well, we got it together.
All right.
And it's all hooked up except for a part of the wiring, because we have to test it before we put it up. And I'm still waiting on coax, which has been ordered, but it's not here yet. And they ordered some PL259s and some 90s that I might have, and whatever, some female floats, whatever, because I may need stuff when I go. So I got a couple extra things coming. They won't be here till Sunday. So, anyways, yeah, now I got to clean up, and then just wait. We're going to pull everything through at the same time, so there's no sense of doing it twice.
Roger that on the one-stop shop. Also, good on you for getting extra parts and things like that. I learned my lesson. I keep this little magnet thing with me. It's about 12 inches long. It's got two very strong magnets on it. And every time I'm working on my tractor, or yesterday I got myself a oh my God, what is this thing called? A shockwave drone. So I got myself a drone. Everybody that's on the Facebook, they can see it now. I got myself a drone yesterday. They were selling them for $50 at Home Depot. I'm like, that's pretty good. So I picked it up, and I'm like, well, if I put it up and it goes across the street and gets run over, at least it's not a big loss. But I was surprised how good that thing flew. And so since everything went good yesterday, I managed to land it safely, and I ran back in the house. And my wife's like, oh, you're already finished? I'm like, I had a good up, I had a good down. I turned it to the left, turned it to the right. And then I panicked because once I landed, I couldn't even see it on the drive, like in my yard, because it had snow on the ground. So I'm going to have to put some like red paint, or I don't know how that's going to affect it flying, but I got to put something on there so I can identify it. Anyway, Dean, yeah, we're waiting for you to get that up and running there. Keep us updated on that. And after that, we'll see if there's anybody else out there that wants to check in. Please come down. All right, we're going to open it up for comments. If anybody has anything to say, go ahead. All right.
Ernest, is the drone you have, is it video or still pictures? Is it takes pictures?
Yeah, I'm grabbing a box here of VA3EWV. Yeah, so X-31 Shockwave quadcopter drone with Wi-Fi camera. So it does have the camera on it. I was very happy that you could download so you can work it by itself with no camera, with the joystick that comes with it, or you can put your phone. It's really, I mean, to be $50, I was pretty impressed because I was waiting for it to be like a really cheapy thing. But even the thing that holds your phone on the joystick is very robust. I was very happy with that. Like I said, I turned the camera on. I was watching on my phone, but I was too scared to take my eye off the drone because I wanted to make sure it wasn't drifting across the street. Because my brother-in-law, he lost his drone this summer. He had it out, and he was using it for the first time. Not so well put together as this one. And it flew off somewhere and it was never found again. He just left me the controller. He says if you come across it, you can have it. And he paid $200-something for it. So anyway, I'm going to have to do something on this thing to make sure there's some kind of identifier because I don't want it to go away. But no, it does still pictures and it does videos. Over.
That's neat. I've seen some on the internet where you wear a disc, almost like one of these Apple tracker devices, and the drone camera will focus on the disc, right? So if you're like jogging along a trail, it'll follow you and keep its camera trained on you as the subject. Or downhill skiing. Now they show all of these wonderful lifestyles. Of course, I live a boring one, so it wouldn't have anything to do with that. But it's a cool feature that it would track on you, doing your pastime. But they're really coming a long way with this technology.
Yeah, when they exactly, and that stuff has been out for a long time too, eh? Just so you know, that's I saw those things. It's kind of funny, a lot of us have been on Facebook. Some haven't though, but a lot of us have been on Facebook. And I've been so surprised at 2 or 3 things that I followed. I saw them when they were startups. And I thought this was fake stuff and I thought it was a sham and all this kind of stuff. And now I'm kicking myself in the butt because they offered, they were offering, hey, help us do the startup, right? And I don't have it anymore because I lost it. But this is not about electronics. Kraft had me in some type of test group and they were testing and I had the container and everything. But it was white with nothing on it. But they were testing KD in this little cup, right? Like this little, little small cup, and you could get the KD, just add water to it and stuff like that. And I was in a test group with that, and now I go in and I see it on the shelves, and I was like, man, I was a part of that test group, The only other story I have, let me pause. The only story I have personally is I was in Monroe, Louisiana, and there was this guy came up to the Domino's Pizza where I was working at, and he was trying to get everybody to go in on this business with this thing called calling cards, right? And I was listening to him, but the other guy came and said, "Oh, there's no soliciting," and he went on about his business, and I kept seeing going down the road trying to solicit this thing called a calling card. Well, a year or two later, calling cards were in every convenience store known to man. They're still very popular for people who are coming in out of the country. And people made millions off this stuff. And there was another opportunity that I thought was a sham. And it was actually a real thing. Anyway, I'm putting it back over to the group if anybody has any comments. Oh, Rebecca's there. Hey, Rebecca. Good morning to you.
My only comment is the Kraft, when I was a kid, came out with a product called, these products processed cheese slices. And they had bacon in it.
Hey, Rebecca.
And I loved it. I guess I was the only one because they took it off the market. But I thought, well, there's an idea. Maybe it was too early for its time. We should revisit that.
Uh-oh. Sorry about that. Yeah, I copied that, Rob. I was just trying to respond to Rebecca's comment there. Good morning to you, Rebecca. She's watching us there on Facebook, her and Devin. VA3EWV. Yeah, that's it. I got it right. Thank you, Rebecca, for popping in there. And yeah, Rob, a lot of things that I see here in Canada, you know, they're here and sometimes they're not in the States, like Velveeta processed cheese. I grew up on that stuff. When I came here, I couldn't even find it for nothing. Over.
I thought they had Velveeta here. Because I remember when I was a kid, there's the Tommy Hunter show on Friday night, and they always had Kraft commercials. And the thing they were cooking was it looked really good, and then they'd add some crazy thing like Velveeta cheese, and I'd be like, ugh.
Man, it's nothing like... It's nothing quite like cheese you can pour, bro. You know, this time of year brings me back to my fond memories of high school there. And I was in the band, and, you know, Friday night football games in the States, that's the biggest thing going. And, you know, you'd be in the concession stand, and it'd be like 72 degrees, you were freezing, you know, with caps, coats, mitts, and all that stuff, getting your hot chocolate and 72 degrees outside. I don't know if that is whatever, but it's like my wife keeps the house at 22, right? Celsius. So at 22 Celsius, everybody's bundled up in the South, and they would get these little bags of Frito chips, you know, the little personal bags of Fritos, and they split it down the middle, open it up, and add chili, you know, from the pump, and cheese from the pump, and give us 4 slices of jalapeno, and it was called a Frito pie, right? And man, that was the thing that you got to get, you know, at the football game. You had to get that nasty hot chocolate that was nasty as heck. And you had to get the Frito pie. What did you guys do around here in Canada? I think hockey was a big thing, or was football big here too? Over. Oh, Michael is on now. Hey, Michael.
Frozen and you get tackled onto the ground, and it's cold and hard, and the ball hits you. Then you've got, you know, the trifecta of pain and.
Hey, how's it going? Man, we're right. Yes, I hear you there, Rob. There's nothing like the sting of that. But that was just funny to me that, you know, what we thought was like blistering cold. I come here now, and I'm like, man, that's what they have their houses set to here, you know? And we were in full, well, we didn't have snowsuits. I didn't even know what that was until I came to Canada. But we were definitely bundled up, for sure. We got another check-in on the Facebook today. We have Michael out there. I think it's V3LI, if I'm not mistaken. But it might not be, so don't quote me on it. But I see Michael out there, too. So far we have... I'm just going to put his name here. But so far we have 5 check-ins there. And looking for number 6, he says, good morning all and happy Friday to everyone. Yeah, I'm going to have to do something to get me something sorted out here so I can get the rest of these folks back on the radio here. Since most of the folks that I have on the group are not from Cornwall there. Anyway, that makes us have 5 check-ins. We're going to give it back to you guys if anybody has any comments, and then we'll go look for a check-in. So anybody that has any comments, please come now. Oh, that's doing things in real time.
Ernest, I'll tell you a story. When I was 14 or 15, I went down to Florida for some holidays in December. And I went onto the beach. The temperature of the water was 63. I think the swimming pool at our hotel was 50. Anyway, I was out swimming on the beach, and one of the local Floridian women walked by with her dog. There's nobody else
Yeah, you can tell when there's tourists in the area. You know, we spend a lot of time in Florida too, but Pensacola, Florida, not a lot of the really touristy places. But my mom, she was from Pensacola there, and you know we go there every now and then, and you can definitely tell when people that were from out of town. You know, especially if we went toward Orlando and stuff like that. You know, because they were out in their shorts and stuff. Because hey, look, here's the deal: they're spending all that money to go out and get on the beach, you know, and they're like, "We're coming, we're gonna get on the beach no matter what." And the beautiful thing about it was, they didn't have to be very, very crowded. You know, they got to have their picnics. They were totally comfortable. But the locals, you know, anytime it gets a little like right now, there's no way they'd be outside. But you know, if I was from Canada and I hadn't been to the beaches and I went down to the States and it was in the 60s, I would definitely hit the water, for sure. Thank you for sharing that there, Rob. What's up, Michael?
Yeah, it's all relative. Then, you know, I said to myself at the time, and I said, how do they wear a coat like that when it's still warm out? And then one summer we had this big heat wave, and it went on and on and on and on, 90, 80 degree Fahrenheit weather every day for a couple of weeks. And then one day it just happened. It was 70 degrees, and I had to put a hoodie on. I'm like, I get it now.
Oh, Robbie got me cracking up there. Hey, by the way, I got my eyes set on the radio. I saw Renee posted up there. I've been looking at videos of it. He's going to start selling them. It's almost like a tactical radio, I guess. Whatever. It's got its own battery that you can add to it and stuff like that. And I've been, it looks like it's only been out for about 2 months. But it says it does FT8. I haven't seen anybody doing a demo of that yet. But I've seen several demos. But that seems like the radio that might be for me. It's got CB in it. It's got FT8 ready. It's got the network jack on the back. It does DMR, all the bands and stuff like that, and all APRS. Got GPS on it. I'm like, wow, this is it. Funny thing is, I don't know if you saw the pictures. I went and stole his advertisements. I got a hold of him and asked him to put it on the site, but he didn't. So I went and just took it. So hope he's not sore about that. But anyway. I posted it on our site, and it looks like to be a radio that I'm going to probably look at getting there.
Yeah, it looks interesting. I've not seen that made before. It looks smaller, I think, than the picture gives it. You know what I mean? I saw somebody's hand. I think there's a picture where there's a hand near it, and it went, oh, it looks a little smaller than the picture gave it the appearance. So my only concern would be how big the screen on it is, but it's still, the fact that it has battery power and it could be portable is very interesting.
Yeah, for sure. When I got this Anytone here, Rob, I think you've seen my radio, the Anytone D578UV Plus. The radio that I was given to start on from VA3EWV, it's a club radio. It was a Yaesu radio. It had the orange screen across the front of it. Very nice, very big numbers and letters, which I really loved. And it had, the left side was fully one side, and the right side was, I don't know how to explain it, but you know, you could have two things going at the same time, just like I have on mine. But see, I only have one volume controller and one frequency knob changer. On that radio, you had two volume controls and two frequency knob things. And I was so in love with that radio, but my wallet wasn't. When Renee showed me this one, the screen was only, the screen is like 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches or something. And I was like, wow, that's very, very small compared to that other one. But, you know, I've gotten used to it now. And, like, I'm sitting arm's length from my radio here in the shack, and I can definitely see everything I need to see on it with that very small screen, eh?
Okay, copy that. But my my issue would be if you're having really good conditions and you get like 45 sequences decoded. You know, 45 different stations decoded in one 15-second interval. Are they just going to fly past that screen? You're not going to be able to see it because they're just going to go by so quickly.
Oh yeah, definitely. For me, you know, starting with this mobile radio in the shack there, eh? I was looking for a second radio, but I love the DMR. I love the APRS, right? And then I've been, as you know, very interested in the FT8. And when I saw that I could get a radio that's that can kind of like be an all-in-one, I know that there are going to be the pros and cons, but at least I can get something like that for me and be able to use the FT8, the CB, and everything else, eh? And the DMR and GPS and so on and so forth. So that's pretty exciting for a starter thing. And then once I get settled in, of course, I would like to get me a nicer real HF rig, eh?
Yeah. So here's a question for you. Does it have a jack on the back for like an external monitor? Or you could buy yourself like a cheapy new 14-inch monitor even and plug it into the back of the radio and then have that as your screen.
I did not look at that I'm on the page now, but I know what you mean, because that would be great if it had what do you call it, HDMI out. Hey, look, I'll be right back. The XYL is about to leave. I'll be right back, guys. You can talk amongst yourselves. What's up, man? Hold on. Yeah.
How could you go? VA3EWV mobile.
All right, have a good trip. Rob, how far are you from your QTH, by the way?
How am I from? I'm in a little place called Glen Roy right now, so I'm about 10 minutes from where I'm going.
All right, Roger. I'm going to go look and see if I can find a picture of the back of that. In the meantime, if we have any more check-ins, please feel free to come on in or say hello. I'm not trying to hog up the airwaves there. But please come on in and say hi if VA3EWV listening.
VA3K. Sorry. Was on the FaceTime. And the daughter comes first.
Amen on that. Go ahead there, VA3KCB.
This half the show had the volume turned off on the mobile, on the portable, on the walkie-talkie.
Okay, yeah, I got you. Rob, I'm looking at a picture of that thing now. It's called a PMR-171. You're not going to remember that, but they have it on a turntable there, and showing it. So I'll be able to see the back here in a second on this animated video. What's all on the back of it? Because I know that this thing, it comes like it comes. The more you pay, the more options it has. Okay. So you can get it, I know that on one video I saw, they had a sticker over the network port because that wasn't activated with that price point, right? So here we go. It has a USB port, a network port, and a mini, like the Apple plug. I don't see a HDMI slot on that one, unfortunately. So that's a downer, because you want to kind of see that stuff on the screen, eh?
Yeah, that would really be a good feature because then you don't rely on the small screen on the radio, right? You just set up a monitor right next to it. You can use that as your monitor.
Yeah, VA3LI. You guys be having them booming stations. Come on now. Which I love. I love. How you doing this morning, by the way? You doing all right this morning, Mike?
Yeah, we're doing great this morning. Yeah, feeling better. Had some rough times in the past here. A few weeks. Been under the weather and been off of work here. So, but anyways, we're making it happen. Yeah, it's not too bad today. So I was listening and I told the wife, well, I'm gonna go down to the shack there, turn the radio on. I also have some work here in the shack. I like that when people give me a call and say we need some of these poppies for Remembrance Day. Can you do them up? Well, I says Remembrance Day's in 2 days. But anyways, I worked on them yesterday and I got them going this morning on the embroidery machine there and have them ready for later today. The guy is going to pick them up for tomorrow, so we'll have 50 of them done. But anyways, apart from that, we're not doing too bad. Go ahead.
Okay, so V3LI, you're the guy that does the embroidering that everybody knows. Okay, that's good to know. I'll be trying to reach out to you. Hey, do you have your email address or anything like that on QRZ or anything like that? What's up, Narrow? My niece Narrow is on the...
It's actually, I'll give it to you right now, VA3HRO@gmail.com. You can either use that one or it's actually, the business name is Stitches to Patches, all one word. Stitches to Patches at gmail.com.
Okay, awesome. My wife was doing Tupperware. She pulled me into it, and we did it for 8 years, and we rocked at it. And then when we moved to St. Andrews, and after COVID, and the new job that we had taken, they looked at that as a conflict of interest, right? So we both had to make the decision, and we stepped away from it. It's hard to get something like that back going again. And during COVID, she got herself a little Cricut machine just to play around the house. And now she's been doing stuff, and it's been getting bigger and bigger. She's not going to go into embroidery, though, but she loves making those cups and coasters and stuff. And the little playing around I was doing on the internet yesterday. Hold on 1 second. Let me pause. Good morning there, Chey. Chey is my niece out in Saskatchewan. She's on the channel there. I call her Narrow because she has a narrow ASS, but that's her nickname is Narrow. She's out there saying hi because she wants to check in this morning. Okay, anyway, back over to what I was saying. Now Sue's doing cups and mugs and stuff like that, so she wanted me to help her, and the way she got me to help her yesterday, she goes, hey, I'm working with this program. Maybe it's something you can have some fun with. And she got me playing around with that, doing some things, because otherwise, if she said, hey, can you come help me with this, I'd have said, no, I'd rather go, jump off a building. But anyway, she had me doing all that stuff with her, and of course, she has a paid thing. So after I got through help making stuff for the guys here, then she had me going and doing serious work with her. They draw you into that stuff, eh? What's going on, Chey?
You know what it is? It's time spent together, quality time, helping each other. My wife will come down and sew for me. We do a lot of patches for motorcycle groups, and I sew a lot in leather, so we have machines here that will sew in leather. And my wife will come down once in a while if I get behind and I'm doing up some vest. She'll come down and do some sewing for me. But I do all the embroidery. We got a couple of machines. Actually, if you go out on Facebook under Stitches to Patches, you'll find the shop there. I put patch of the day on there and everything. But it's a good little hobby, and we're also have everything to do t-shirts. I have the heat press, I have the vinyl cutter, and I got the printer for sublimation. run, and that was it. I put it aside. I just didn't have the time to figure everything out. But winter's coming. We'll have to figure things out and get it going. But I like the little animations I seen yesterday of the boys here. That's kind of cute.
Yep, like you said, my wife, she's like, oh no, I don't want to do embroidery. And she started showing me the cost of machines, and I think she woke me up 3 days later because I passed out. And she says, that's an introductory machine. But yeah, she's doing the that other stuff that you call, I forget what it's called, anyway, the sublimation stuff. So that's things that she's doing, but I want some work done with the embroidery stuff, you know. I have a jacket that I have, and I want to start branding my own little thing, you know, my own little air with VA3EWV, and I would love to have that on a cap and stuff like that. She's done me things like shirts and things like that, and it's holding up because she made me 2 shirts that I've worn the thread off, and I'm so amazed that the whatever she pressed on it is still there, eh? I was like, wow. But like when we got these shirts made for us at the local club there, I love the embroidery, eh? So I'm gonna get in touch with you because I want a couple things made for my little VA3EWV on the air thing. And also, I see your site. I'm on your site now. I'm actually joining you now. You have a lot of good stuff up there. All right, before we get lose track of time, VA3KCB and I thought that we'd be a duet here. And here it is, 8:52. We've had check-ins this morning, everybody, from VA3KCB, VE3ARF, VE1 DXW Devon of Nova Scotia, VA3BS Dean. We've had VA3LI come on in, and we've also had VE3VWB for Volkswagen Bug, and we have Chey out there as well. All checking in this morning. Yeah, that's who we've had so far. Any more check-ins before we run out of time?
VA3EWV portable.
All right, we got VE3AQE portable out there. Yeah. And how are you doing this morning, Mike?
Pretty good. Just got off a really bad morning this morning there, but no, things are getting better. Well, it's somewhere waiting to count now. So yeah, I'm happy. Everything's going good now.
Okay, so we're glad you're in. Yeah, there are some of those bad starts to the day, you know, but we can live to tell the stories, eh? I'm glad you're on your trek in to Cornwall there. And we are also going to look for any more check-ins, and then we'll be open mic for the last few minutes. Any more check-ins, please come now. Okay, I'm going to open the mic up for any comments. If you have anything to say or anything to add, go ahead. Yeah, VA3LI, you still out there?
Yep, thanks, Ernest. VA3LI. It's not actually a website. It's just on Facebook. If you search stitches to patches, you'll find the actual page there, and from there you can actually get an email address. It's right on the wall. Also, if you look, there's a phone number there also for the shop. But yeah, VA3LI.
Thank you very much.
And so you won't forget it, I just sent you the link in your messenger. I pinned it on my thing, and I sent it to you on the link. Yeah, this is you know, it's all about. I don't know. I was trying to tell my wife, and maybe she needs to hear from somebody else. You know how you tell your kids something, or your wife tells you something, and you don't hear it? but then the neighbor with the big booty tells you, and then you go back home and go, hey, babe, the lady with the big booty next... Oh, no, that's probably not you guys. Anyway, that's me. I'm like, hey, the lady with the big booty next door said A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And she's like, I told you that 6 months ago, but you can't listen to me. You have to have the big booty ladies. Anyway, what I was trying to tell my wife, it's all about customization. I say to her all the time, I would rather get something with my name on it or something, that does have to do with me personally. She's been making this peace, love, and joy stuff, and she's like, oh, nobody's trying to get it. I'm like, because you can go buy peace, love, and joy stuff from the dollar store. You have to have something on there that's personal, in my opinion, because, I can't go find something on the air with VA3EWV. Yeah, I mean, I know there are places that you could do it, but they kind of do the same stuff, right? Like those little lights that shine, with the different colors with that on it. But, I want my hat. I want something on my hat, right? That says that, and on my jacket or whatever. And embroidery that I know is going to stay there. Anyway, we're almost at the top of the hour. Got 3 minutes left in the ball game. Anybody else have anything to say? Come on in there and join the party.
I never done enough to tell my wife anything, over.
I hear that loud and clear. Yep. So I don't even know what people are doing for the weekend. I guess. Since we got a couple more people out there, again, I just want to put a plug out there. Dean has invited everybody to join us at Sunny Side Up. Sunny Side Up is the name of the restaurant. I did put the address and stuff on the Facebook group. It's going to be at 8:30, right before the remembrance ceremonies that start at 11. So I see your poppies up there on your site too, on the Stitches to Patches. But anyway, guys, this has been a fun day so far. We have lots of check-ins on Facebook Live. And again, like I said, I can't wait till we get our Echolink and stuff back up and running. Because there's a lot of other people that wants to join us out here in all the fun. Let's see, I think that's everything for me. I don't have anything else. We'll look for final comments. And if we have nothing else, we'll close it on out. So please come down for final comments.
VA3LI.
Go ahead in there, VA3LI.
We'll try to get in here in the morning, come down to the shack, and rather than listen to you on the phone, sitting at the dining room table, having breakfast, just got to get up a little earlier. Okay, with that, 73s, one and all. I know there's other guys out here that I know, Rick and Dean, and there's probably a couple other ones that I know out here also. So 73s to y'all, the VA3LI.
I really appreciate you coming in there. So I think we have lost Rick, VE3ARF. VE3KCB, are you still out there before we get off the air there? Okay, so we had some ins and outs today. We're going to just recap it in this last minute. We had check-ins from VA3KCB, Rick, VE3ARF, Rob, VE1DXW, Devin, from Facebook. We've had Chey in. She doesn't have a call sign, but she's saying good morning to everybody. We have VA3VS, Dean. We have VA3LI in. We have VA3AQE in there. We have Rebecca, VE3VWV. And I think that I've gotten all of that. Also, if you are working or whatever and you get time later in the day, if you're watching this and you want to just say hello on the Facebook Live, I'll put you in as a check-in. Also, I'll be doing our daily patches, little daily patches that I make on Facebook there that say that you logged in. I hope you guys are enjoying that stuff. My kids say it's corny, but I like doing it. And I can't wait to see you guys all next week. This is the VA3EWV, and we're going to be clear. Pending final thoughts. Okay, nothing heard. Okay, everybody, have a good rest of your weekend, and I'll see most of you tomorrow. VA3EWV, and we're off the key here. Have a good day. Okay, that's it, guys. So we had a good day there. We had 8 people log in this morning, which is very good. A lot of good conversation. I thought the net was going to be over in about 15 minutes. Anyway, this is VA3EWV coming at you live, one time for the good time, on this TGIF Friday. And we're wishing you all a safe and happy weekend. A good Remembrance Day for those of you in Canada, and Memorial Day for those of you in the States. This is VA3EWV, and we're going to be clear. Have a good day.